Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Our today's topic is dialect, regional varieties and standard language. Let's discuss about the concepts in detail and know what they are and how important they are in our everyday communication. So let's go to the first slide. Let's begin with a simple truth now. No language is a single monolithic block. Every language is beautifully woven from many different threads which we may call dialects. So exactly what is dialect? Let us know. A dialect is a distinct form of a language. If it is spoken in one part of a country, we call it a regional dialect. If it is spoken by people belonging to a particular social class or group, then we term it as social dialect. Differences are always there, and these systematic differences are not random. They arise from powerful social factors, just as regional variations, class, caste, and ethnic group. Let's bring this to life with some examples. First, consider regional variation. Language naturally changes as you travel across a country. You might have the experience with you. So take Hindi for instance. The Hindi spoken in Delhi, known as Khariboli, is systematically different from the Bhojpuri spoken in eastern Uttar Pradesh. It is not just an accent, it is different words and sounds altogether. For example, the word for boy is ladka in Delhi, while in Bhojpuri you would hear larika or laika. Similarly, the word for tree is pear in Khariboli but gach in Bhojpuri. And this is not unique to India because India is a multilingual country and we have many more languages here. Think about English. In British English, we may say burnt, while in American English, it is burned. We can also see the difference between COLOR color and COLOUR color. These are all examples of regional dialects, different but actually valid versions of the same language. Now, let's talk about social dialects. Language can also vary according to social structure. In many parts of rural India, society has been stratified into different castes, and this has historically been reflected in language also. For example, in Odia, one can locate there were distinct varieties associated with different social groups. Even sounds were also different, pronunciation was different, and the vocabulary was different. We find different words used for the same expression also. Hence, whether it is larika versus ladka or burnt versus burned, these variations are not errors. They are rule governed, logical, and deeply tied to a person's identity and community. Recognizing and respecting this diversity is very important. It is the first step in understanding the rich linguistic landscape of our country's classrooms. Now, let us go to the next slide. Let us start with a simple question. Have you ever recognized a friend from a distance just by hearing his style of talking or by hearing the sound or rhythm of his speech? This is a unique personal signature in the way someone talks. This is called idiolect. So, let us know what exactly it means. Your idiolect is your personal dialect. It is the unique linguistic system of an individual. There is a very important definition. These unique characteristics of a speaker are referred to as the speaker's idiolect. In fact, we are often able to recognize different individuals by their distinct speech and language patterns. Just think about it for a while. Your dialect is the collection of everything that makes your speech unmistakably you. It is your favorite words and expressions that you use again and again. It is the unique rhythm and pitch of your voice. It is the specific way you pronounce certain words. It is the words you picked up from your hometown, blended with the vocabulary you learned in school, and sprinkled with phrases with your family. Just like your fingerprint or your signature, your idiolect is a fundamental feature of your self-identity. Now, let's bring this into our classroom. When we stand before our students, we are not addressing a monolithic group of Hindi speakers or English learners or Odia speakers. We are addressing 30, 40 or 50 unique individuals, each with their own race and distinct idiolect, their own linguistic fingerprint shaped by their personal history, their family and their community. Recognizing this reminds us to listen for the individual voice within each student. It teaches us to value the unique way of expression they are with, because that unique voice is a core part of who they are. So let's move on to the next slide now. Let's talk about a version of language that holds a lot of power. We see it in textbooks, hear it on the news, and it is the version we are often expected to teach. This is what we call the standard language. So, what is it? Let's know. Look at the slide first. I have given everything in a very systematic way. In simple terms, the standard variety is the one that has gained prestige and serves specific official functions. You can recognize it by three main characteristics. The first one is it is used in print and mass media, in newspapers, official documents, and news broadcasts. Secondly, it is spoken by educated people and is often linked to social mobility. Then the third is perhaps most important one. It is often considered the real language by many people, though as we will see, this is a social judgment, not a linguistic fact. But here is the critical question. How did this particular version of the language get to be the standard? That means, what is the process of its evolution? It does not happen by accident. It is not chosen because it is the oldest or the most logical. It is the result of a deliberate, multi-step process of evolution. Okay? So, this process usually unfolds in four key stages. The first one is selection. First, one dialect among many is chosen. This choice is almost never random. Typically, it is the dialect spoken in the political, commercial, and cultural center of the country. Then comes codification. Once chosen, the dialect is codified. This is a crucial step. Grammar books and dictionaries are written, officially deciding what is correct and what is incorrect. The rules are set in stone. Then comes elaboration of functions. The language is then put to work. Its use is elaborated into all formal domains. It becomes the language of the government, law courts, education, and science. Its job description expands massively. And finally comes acceptance. Finally, through widespread use in these powerful institutions, this variety is accepted by the population as the legitimate national language or regional language. Do you think one dialect is superior to another? We arrive at perhaps the most important point in our entire discussion. A point that is not just a linguistic fact, but a matter of educational justice. Is it right that the standard language is somehow better than other dialects? No. In linguistic terms, the standard language is neither more expressive, nor more logical, nor more correct or complex than any other dialect. Simply speaking, from a purely linguistic standpoint, the standard dialect has no inherent advantage. It is not more poetic, it is not more logical, and its grammar is not more highly evolved. All dialects are equally effective forms of language. It means any idea or desire that can be expressed in one dialect can also be expressed just as easily as in any other dialect. Think about this. The deepest emotion, the most complex philosophy, or the most amusing joke can all be conveyed perfectly in any dialect of a language. So, in each dialect, the capacity for human expression is identical, and hence we come to the conclusion that labeling one particular dialect as standard is a socio-political judgment. It is not a linguistic one. This is the heart of the matter. The hierarchy of languages is a human-made construct. It is built on history, power, and politics, not on language as a science. And it is also true that we should liberate us from the bias that a student's home language is broken or incorrect. And it makes us responsible for seeing students not as linguistically deficient, but as linguistically different. They bring a fully formed, effective, and valuable language system into our classroom. Hence, the standard dialect should be added to their toolkit as a key to social and academic doers. It should not replace the foundational tools they already possess. And to conclude, this is not just about teaching language, it is about respecting their identity. Now, let's take a moment to bring our key concepts together and solidify as they form the foundation of understanding language variation. Okay? First, a dialect. This is a variety of a language. When it is spoken in one part of a country, it is called regional dialect. But when it is spoken by people belonging to a particular social class, it is called a social dialect. Clear? Next, an ideolect. This is the linguistic system of an individual. Think of it as a person's personal dialect. It is the unique fingerprint of his or her speech. Then comes regional variation. This is simply the variation in speech according to the particular area a speaker comes from. This variation can occur in pronunciation, vocabulary, and even grammar and syntax. And finally, the standard variety or dialect. This is the variety of language which has the highest status in a community or nation. It is the one typically based on the speech and writing of educated native speakers, and it is the one described in dictionaries and grammars, taught in schools, and used in the media. So to visualize this, every individual has his own ideolect. These idiolects group together to form various dialects, which are shaped by regional and social variations. And from among these, one dialect is elevated for socio-political reasons to become the standard variety. This much for now. This is the end of the episode. Finally, thanks for watching. Kindly consider subscribing my channel. I will come with new and informative videos like this in each episode. Do your work, believe in God, and stay positive.